Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Finn React. Today, well, a while back, a couple months ago, I did a video of me reacting to every Super Sentai opening. And first of all, I'm saying this in advance because I know people were bashing me on the comments. I finally understood the difference between J-pop and K-pop. I'm sorry. But I remember there was one show that I've screamed and reacted and said it was very cheesy. And a lot of people actually enjoyed the show. Was Donbrothers. Now, some of us Americans are saying, Mike, what is Donbrothers? What's the conception? What is the story? Well, I got a solution. See, I subscribe to this YouTuber, Marco Satsu, who does a lot of stories behind Sentai stuff that we may not even know about. And first of all, if you guys haven't, please subscribe. I'll put this link where you can find it. But I am going to see maybe this video could change my mind about Donbrothers. As much as I said it looked very cheesy and stupid, maybe the story isn't as bad as I thought. So, let's watch.
Long ago, in the far-off year of 2001, a baby was born from a peach that fell from the sky. This boy grew up to be the leader of a team who were destined to fight the Juto. Welcome to the story of Tokusatsu, where I give you a straight recap and review of a show. Just passion to tell a story, going beyond that in the second half of this video. Full spoilers ahead. We start in the modern day, where a young lady, Haruka Kito, is awarded for a manga she made called First Love Hero. On her way home, she comes across a monster but is saved by a man in blue. This strange circumstance is only the beginning, as the next day, yellow sunglasses appear in front of her, allowing Haruka to see the world in a new way. Monsters have been around her the entire time, but she's been able to fight with the help of a Dawn Blaster, also appearing in front of her out of nowhere. Ever since she transformed, Haruka has been filled with bad luck. The unluckiest circumstance was being labeled a plagiarist for her manga, a real manga called Real First Love Hero by Naoki Shina. To get some answers, the special sunglasses transport her to a prison, holding a man named Jin. He tells her that she's been chosen to become a warrior and must now look for someone who goes by Momoi Taro to pledge loyalty to him. Right on cue, a monster attacks the city and the man in blue arrives. Haruka thinks this hero must be Momoi Taro, so she pledges loyalty to him. It's not him. To make it worse,
Okay, we are already a minute and a half in, I must say. There's so much about this show that's entertaining, yet... what?
the man is a villain named Sonoi. Then more warriors arrive, a pheasant and a very bombastic Red Ranger.
Did they use the word bombastic? Interesting.
It's going to be tough to find this Momoi Taro. Our following episodes have a lot of exposition drops to set up the core of the show, so excuse a bit of back and forth here. Haruka takes up a job at Cafe Donbura, which has a cool owner named Kaito. While the story has focused on Haruka for a while, we do get glimpses of the others, such as this delivery man who loves to say he's formed bonds with people he barely knows. He's perfect in every way, to a fault since he even fixes apartments if he sees anything wrong. During one delivery, he sees another man in an arm sling and fixes it. LOL. The reason the other man was in the sling was because he had tons of misfortunes after becoming one of the colorful warriors, the pink CG one. This is Tsuyoshi Kichino, our Pink Ranger Kiji brother.
Okay, that's different from what we do in America. Usually the Pink Ranger is a female. I ain't mad. I'm just saying it's very different and weird.
Despite
the fact also gave it legs like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, making a very tall ranger. That's a bird. Bird up.
Hardships, he's just happy to be with his wife, Miho, and even transforms to make her life safer. Our next character, appears in Cafe Donbura when he says he can't pay for his coffee since the concept of money disgusts him. Instead, he offers to barter with a haiku. Haruka doesn't accept this, but Kaito does. The haiku man is Shinichi Saruhara, our Blue Ranger Saru brother.
The fact that they gave it fuzzy arms too, that's actually kind of probably has to be the most comfortable kind of Power Ranger suit I ever seen.
Is very laid back and has never had a job in his life. I probably won't be bringing him up much, but he's great even if he doesn't get a lot of focus. Another monster attacks a city in episode 3, and Sonoi shows up to fight, but so does his second man.
I made my theory. Every villain I see that's a guy that's very cute. I don't know why I keep judging this, but it seems like every guy I see, I'm just going to show him again, are cute looking. Now I see why girls crave these people. Anyway, let's continue on. It has to be the hair. That has to make sense. I haven't had a barber in like a month, so.
This also is in Momoi Taro. The man is Sonoza, who can transform like Sonoi. As if that wasn't enough, we're introduced to the fifth warrior, Inu brother. More on him later. Also in episode 3, the delivery man delivers a package to Haruka, recognizing her from a previous run-in, saying that he formed a bond. The man also says he tries to deliver happiness, which is why he tries to fix things himself. Haruka is interested in his strange ways and travels with him to search for Momoi Taro. One thing leads to another as they both chase after a monster, so the delivery man pulls out a Dawn Blaster to transform into the Red Warrior, Dawn Momotaro. Of course, we gotta add to the chaos, so a third of Sonoi's group appears. She's named Sonomi.
Wow. Yeah. The villains are a lot more sexier than I thought.
After the battle, Haruka is relieved that she's finally found Momoi Taro, so she kneels to pledge loyalty to him. Same.
Man, wow, guys. It's like probably the third person that actually just kicked this girl and she floated away like a beach ball. Jeez. No love for the Yellow Ranger.
Haruka, naturally, is fed up and goes to Jin for answers. As mentioned earlier, Taro is perfect to a fault. Even as a kid, he tried to fix things, he couldn't lie, and people eventually got fed up. Taro, being naive, thought the angry mob outside their house was having a festival. People later left, causing Taro and Jin to only have each other. Okay, so we've met Haruka, Saruhara, Kijino, and Taro. Let's get to our last warrior, who is currently on the run from the police. That's certainly different. Our starting ranger is a wanted criminal. This is Tsubasa Inuzaka, Inu brother. His introduction is probably...
Okay, so far, guys, which one's your favorite? I would say the blue one's my favorite because so far in this video, he's not getting that much love, but I like the outfit. Has to be the most comfortable outfit ever.
Best one. As he crosses paths with Haruka, kidnaps her, which she agrees to so she can become a better manga writer. Then Kijino needs to use the restroom, so he happens to come across the place where all this is happening. The police get involved, Saruhara tries to calm the situation, and Momoi Taro shows up since this place was his job the whole time. And those are just the bullet points. Everything in between is even crazier.
So this is how they all kind of form together as one friendship. Get in trouble by the cops, everyone's involved.
Our warriors known, they go by Avataro Sentai Donbrothers, and their duty is to protect people from the Hitotsuki and the foot soldiers called Anoni. Well,
wait, is they foot soldiers? I have a Teenage Mutant Eternal vibes of the Foot Clan. Yeah.
We know them, but for a long time, only Haruka, Saruhara, and Momoi know that they're each part of the team. The rest do come across each other and consider themselves friends, or at least acquaintances, but the team don't become aware they're rangers until near the end. Oh, and I'm forgetting the other warrior, a special warrior that you might already know.
The Sixth Ranger?
The Noto trio consists of Sonoi, Sononi, and Sonoza. Their main deal is that they need human, emotions to exist so they can create and kill off Hitotsuki. The Dawn Brothers are here to stop the Hitotsuki and Noto from hurting more people. That's the basic premise of Donbrothers, with its overarching story coming in parts from the characters themselves, except from Saruhara. So that
What? I want to go back on this because I need this. I need to understand something.
the end. Oh, and I'm forgetting the other warrior, a special warrior that you might already know.
I don't know. Guys in the comments below, tell me who this is because I'm probably not going to go back unless I decide to, and if you guys want to.
The trio consists of Sonoi, Sononi, and Sonoza. Their main deal is that they need human emotions to exist,
So, in order for these villains to actually be around, they need human emotion. It's a strange concept. Not like what we get in the American Power Rangers, where it's like, yep, like Rita back in the day. Oh, Zack has no friends for a party, eh? I'll give him a monster where he can cause a party himself. But I like it so far.
create and kill off Hitotsuki. The Donbrothers are here to stop the Hitotsuki and Noto from hurting more people. That's the basic premise of Donbrothers.
So basically what I'm getting at, and I know people are going to comment below, these villains are going to be around if there's emotions from humans. The Donbrothers concepts are to fight these guys off and try to make things work out. Meanwhile, doing their own antics in the human forms. Okay, I'm probably dead wrong, but you know what? It's entertaining.
The overarching story coming in parts from the characters themselves.
I swear to God, she's just more sexier every time she appears on the screen. I ain't mad.
Except from Saruhara.
I'm sorry, this is the Power Rangers and they're telling me to shut the F up. What the F? And why does it have the Wario mask over the word? You know, it's for kids.
So that's how we'll continue from here, telling the story as we go along, rather than all being jumbled like I just did with the character introductions, but we'll also go over a few fun episodes. Outside of character introductions, we get to episode 8. Sononi comes across Inuzaka, so she asks him about love, to which Inuzaka says his heart belongs to someone named Natsumi. Then Kijino comes along to apologize for trying to get Inuzaka arrested in the previous episode. Yeah, despite Inuzaka being a wanted criminal, the rest of our cast are friends with him now. Back to Kijino,
Maybe that's punishment? I'm a criminal. I gotta be friends with these people. Great.
Conversation becomes something more friendly as they talk about their loved ones, so Kijino invites Inuzaka over to try Miho's cooking. Unfortunately, Inuzaka doesn't get to meet her because a Hitotsuki calls and they have to do their duties, even if each other don't know it. Meanwhile, Taro and Sonoi are increasing tensions as they are starting to understand each other and even agree with certain ideals, but don't agree with the end goal. And even further, they don't know that each are the Noto and Donbrothers. In episode 9, Taro starts to feel weak, to which Jin explains that this happens due to his overuse of superpowers, and the only way to make him feel better again is to feed him 300 pieces of kibidango. Good.
What was it? That looked like scallops at first.
And the only way to make him feel better again is to feed him 300 pieces of kibidango.
Kibidango. Okay, I gotta look that up. I'm not asking Alexa for this one, but I'm gonna just look up
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, kibidango is a Japanese sweet or snack that originated in Okayama Prefecture. Ingredients are glutinous rice, starch, syrup, and sugar. However, modern recipes include non-glutinous rice and potato starch. It's chewy and has a subtle sweetness. A flat, round cake.
Finger licking good.
Sounds interesting. Guys who actually live in Japan and actually watch my videos, is kibidango actually good? Yay or nay? And what do you guys think? I don't think there's any store around here in New Jersey that sells kibidangos, but let's continue on.
Good thing Kaito just so happens to have the ingredients to make that many. Parallel to Taro, Sonoi isn't acting normal either, as he sees visions of monsters. Back to Taro in a fight, he starts to feel weak once again. Jin tries a kibidango and says it wasn't good enough and has to be made the traditional way. Another fight quickly starts against the Hitotsuki, but Haruka and Saruhara need more time, so Kaito steps up to transform into Zenkaiser Black.
Change Zenkai.
So I'm guessing he's the Sixth Ranger of the show.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Me too. Despite only eating 299 traditionally made kibidango, Taro says he's naturally strong. Huh?
I got so many questions as well.
So he pulls out a brand new power-up to become Robotaro. Huh? So by the end, Taro is okay, and Sonoi says that the Juto are coming. I know that was like out of nowhere, but that's Donbrothers.
Why is the Yellow Ranger getting so abused on this show? I swear to God, every time I see it that they show it, she's just getting kicked, thrown, or yelled at, or just blasted by everyone else. I swear to God, Bad Luck is definitely her middle name. Even though it's funny because in the show they said she is having bad luck with plagiarizing all that stuff. So Bad Luck definitely involves getting thrown around and kicked around like a rag doll nowadays.
This was the first time I actually went in depth with an episode rather than skimming it, when I know I could have just summed that up as Taro gets a new power-up out of nowhere and Sonoi says a new threat is coming. But the reason why I didn't go with that summary is because... Hi, Keza. The rest of the team also get a Robotaro power-up in episode 10.
Wait. Okay, so let's try to reverse this a bit.
Because... Hi, Keza. The rest of the team also get a Robotaro power-up in episode 10.
So, we got extra Robo Monkey. The cat becomes almost like a panther, kind of like. We got a pimped out bird, and...
So they can become Don Onitaijin in episode 12. I just really like...
Oh, so I'm guessing this is the Megazord. Interesting.
mech, and I'm only bringing it up because they've been using a Zenkaiger mech before this, and again, Don Onitaijin might just be one of my favorite Sentai mechs ever. Moving on. In episode 11, the Noto trio visit Jin. Sonoi explains that Jin was made to be a guardian as punishment for his crime of raising Momoi Taro. They're here for Jin.
So is Jin technically a good guy or a bad guy, or is he working for both? It seems like he's kind of working with both in a way, and eventually they all kind of work together as one.
Warned them about the Juto, who can be found by searching for origami. Inuzaka gets a flashback of his time with his lover, Natsumi. She's always wanted to be a beautician, and this is how they met. To the viewer, Natsumi sure does look familiar, huh? Episode 11 also introduces...
Could you imagine that there's different lovers that they both love and they had to fight each other? Probably happened.
...to Minoru, a wannabe ninja. I'm never gonna bring him up again by name.
That'd probably be me in the near future. Fat and wannabe ninja.
But he becomes a Hitotsuki multiple times, and it is hilarious. As I quickly mentioned earlier,
Nice.
Momoi Taro isn't able to lie, and if he does, then he dies.
So,
Folks, where's the lie?
that's different. So if he does lie, he dies. What happens with the others? With the girl that actually has good luck? Or the guy who can't make a haiku? Or the thief that actually does good... I don't know. I'm getting too ahead of myself, probably.
It's played for laughs, though it's almost important for his character, in that his inability to lie can be seen as a good thing to some, but to others, it's actually a negative aspect. His hard truths can annoy and hurt people. More importantly, Taro talks about this to Sonoi, who is interested in this characteristic. As Sonoi says, the moon is the biggest liar of them all.
These outfits that these people wear in these shows are dapper to death. I like it.
It doesn't have its own light, only reflecting it from the sun, and yet, it's beautiful. Episode 15. The team sit down to get things straight. Taro, Haruka, Saruhara, Kijino, and Inuzaka are all friends, but they don't know that Inuzaka is a Don brother. Haruka even thinks that they could be an actual dog. Kaito is also a hero, but more importantly, they need to take down the Noto trio, starting with their leader, Sonoi. Meanwhile, the trio are told that Don Momotaro should be their main target, as he is the heir to a royal family called the Don clan. The clan almost destroyed the world of the Noto, so the trio want to get rid of anyone that's part of that family. I hope you enjoyed that explanation, because that's all you're getting.
Wait. Um, why are the animals' eyes flashing green? I'm confused.
Taro and Sonoi come across each other again, each talking about how they have an enemy they need to defeat, not knowing that they're Don Momotaro and the Noto Trio's leader. Taro suggests that they should have Oden sometime.
おでんとか
Sonoi would love to, mostly because he doesn't know what that is. A Hitotsu
Me
attacks, so
neither.
Sonoi and Taro transform, then fight each other. They deal big attacks, causing them to de-transform, and now they know their real identities. They're the enemy each other needs to defeat. After defeating the Hitotsuki, Sonoi slashes through Taro. A flashback shows us that Sonoi asked Taro what his weakness is, which is that Taro is not as strong after becoming Don Onitaijin, so now Taro is gone. Kaito
Is that technically a death in the Power Rangers? Interesting.
tell the Donbrothers that a Noto defeating Taro means true death. However, there was a backup plan in case Taro would ever be killed, a substitute.
太郎に変わるもの
Long ago, in the far-off year of 2001, a baby was born from a peach that fell from the sky.
I keep thinking Peach. Okay.
An officer found that baby, who was destined to become a true hero, so that baby trained all his life until it was time to leave. Jiro says goodbye to his friends, although they're not all into the idea of him being a hero, and they're kinda happy to see him leave. Meanwhile, Sonoi fights a Juto, even though they can't be killed. If anything, he's feeling guilty over killing Momoi Taro, because he felt it was a cowardly tactic to ask for his weakness, since Taro couldn't lie. The rest of the Donbrothers are also feeling guilty they couldn't save
That's an interesting way that the enemies actually defeat these kind of people, you know? The fact that this guy couldn't lie, and the fact that he tried to ask that question, use it for his advantage, it's actually quite interesting in a way, but actually kind of cool at the same time.
Saruhara assures them that the Noto are just that strong, and there was nothing they could do. A Hitotsuki attacks. The Donbrothers and Noto trio fight, but a true hero arrives. Jiro, the fire dragon. He throws rocks. Jiro promptly introduces himself as Taro's substitute. The rest of the team don't seem to care. The Hitotsuki,
That's
Noto,
nice.
and Donbrothers fight once again, but this time Momoi Taro arrives, but disappears as soon as the Hitotsuki is defeated. Elsewhere, Miho got into an accident, nearly getting ran over by Unuzaka, ending up in the hospital. Naturally, Kijino wants revenge, so an ominous aura falls over him. Episode 15. Kaito explains that the Donbrothers used
I know we're skipping a lot of episodes, guys, but he's just going through the best episodes. I'm sure there's plenty of good episodes with this that we're not talking about, so people who watch this stuff, you can comment below what episode, and then maybe if I could watch this and find this somewhere, I'll understand it.
all their points to bring back Taro only one time. It wasn't enough to keep him around permanently. Our heroes get points for doing heroic deeds, and that's all the explanation we get. Oh, look.
So, in order for them to stay alive or keep going as their respectful rangers, they have to do good things. Then, how would the Red Ranger, I guess, technically fade away because he technically was doing good things of not lying? Forget it.
Kijino becomes a Hitotsuki, and Jiro's here too. He's not much help.
He just likes to throw rocks. Anyway.
Later, Saruhara and Haruka see Kijino become a Hitotsuki, so Jiro comes back and transforms into a true hero, Don Dragoku.
Oh, I like that morpher. That's actually kind of cool.
At the cafe, Jiro gets a bit of an ego now that he can transform, and offers to execute them in order to make a new team. Sonoi gives the team a tip to rescue Taro. He says that once a Hitotsuki is defeated, they can get Taro back. So Jiro uses Kijino to rescue Taro.
So, the Pink Ranger became an evil ranger after his girlfriend or wife got into an accident. But the fact that now I guess that one is good. This show is far more questionable than I think.
Form to defeat Kijino. Yay. And the team welcome him back. In the next episode, Jiro tries to find his place with the team, but they don't want him.
So technically he's like the 7th Ranger. Nice.
Tado gives it to him straight, saying that Jiro has been a pest to the rest of the team and will never be his real substitute. This sparks something inside Jiro, bringing out an evil personality. And
Never mind.
for this episode. Later on, Sononi comes across the Inu brother, discovering he's Inuzaka. She asks again what love is, and Inuzaka says that love is light.
今のは恥ずかしくないのか
Inuzaka later explains his backstory. He was in a theater troupe with Natsumi. Their troupe was out resting in a cabin when she and others swallowed origami in their sleep. As it happens.
What? They swallowed origamis? No comment. No comment. I say the same theory as that we all swallow spiders at night at least once in our life.
It's known that you swallow at least one piece of origami every year in your sleep.
All right, guys. Just in case you're at night and you have dry throat, it's not because you're thirsty. It's because you're swallowing origami.
Natsumi was taken away by the Juto as a result, and a deal was made with Inuzaka so he could get her back one day. Elsewhere in the Noto realm, a voice tells someone named Murasame to awaken. And that sword is awakened. But first, Jin tells the Donbrothers of Tado's other weakness. When Tado was young, his only friend was a beetle named Gi, so the team tried to use that to surprise him for a strength contest. A long story, don't worry about it. During that,
Did she use a squeaky hammer? That's cute.
a sword arrives, housing Don Murasame.
I like the introduction. I wish I had that more in my life nowadays. So this is like the 8th Ranger. Oh my god, we're adding more Rangers to the show.
A voice in his head tells him to fight.
Oh, it's a shark. I was gonna say, wow, I almost said, what is this based off of? And I suddenly saw the shark. Never mind.
Recognizes Murasame as a guardian like the Noto. And that's it? He rarely shows up, so at least he looks cool. Continuing Jiro's story in episode 20, his ex-girlfriend Rumi is interested in visiting him, so he asks the team if he can lead them to look cool in front of her. Tado thinks it would be interesting, so he temporarily leaves. Jiro wants to change their name to the Dragon Fighter. As their leader, Jiro wants them to go public and become famous. Kaito warns them of getting carried away and having their noses grow like Pinocchio. And they do grow egotistical until Tado snaps them out of it. This causes Jiro's evil personality to take over,
Ooh.
awakening Don Torabolt.
I made a conclusion. Every villain in this show is somewhat sexy. God damn it.
And that's really all we get of Jiro for a long, long while. The team, as well as the story, kind of just brush him aside, not really caring about him.
Nice.
Oh, but what about Rumi? She decided not to visit after all because she got lazy. Kaito's here too. In episode 21, Sonoza kidnaps Haruka because he's a big fan of her manga and wants more. He basically becomes her chief editor.
書きましょう
Montage.
And in episode 22, he kidnaps Naoki Shina, the alleged true writer of Haruka's plagiarized manga, so they can have a contest on who makes the better manga.
Wait. What? As someone who never watched the show, is the giant pink bunny thing not a weird conception?
Again, that was pretty much it. We've been seeing some strangeness coming from Miho, as she's revealed to be a Juto. That begs the question, does Natsume have amnesia and is pretending to be Miho? Is Miho just a made-up person that Kijino married? Luckily, this is one of the few things we actually do get answers to. Another time. More importantly, we get the introduction to Jiro's mecha, Don Toradora Taijin.
Did it just do the "You Can't See Me" from John Cena? That's amazing.
I think it's cute that he has to chase after his other personality to combine, and the desert backdrop is gorgeous. What the heck is this show? And so,
I asked the same question. What is the show?
Avatar Sentai Donbrothers comes to a close in episode 26. What actually comes to an end is Taro and Sonoi's rivalry. While having a fun day at the swim park, Sonoi says that it's finally time to end things. Taro agrees, so Sonoi trains to defeat him with no tricks. Taro just keeps working like his life isn't on the line. On the day of the duel, Sonoi waits for his long-destined rival. Hours pass, and Taro doesn't show up because he's working and couldn't call out. Sonoi helps him deliver packages faster. At last, they
Sounds like me.
begin their duel, until Jiro shows up to protect Taro, and then Murasame appears to protect Sonoi, and Minoru fights his long-destined rival, Momoi. Oh yeah, I did mention him by name again. Then the Jutto reveals themselves to the Donbrothers for the first time. It's beyond chaotic, but their teammates understand. The Donbrothers and Noto fight the other enemies to give Taro and Sonoi alone time. Sonoi explains that the Noto need human brainwaves to survive. The Don clan wanted a better resource, so they created the Jutto, but they were deemed a failure and were banished. Once the Hitotsuki is defeated, Taro and Sonoi start their battle. Sonoi is defeated. As the song in the background says, they cross paths, start to have a close connection, but where it goes, only the moon knows.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot to take in, guys. I will admit, this show is very entertaining. And I apologize in advance of me making craps about it in the openings. As much as it looked cheesy and probably the prominent of the show so far, it's actually quite entertaining. So, I apologize. People, I see why you guys like Donbrothers.
Murasame brings Sonoi's body to the Noto Council, and Taro receives an invitation for Sonoi's funeral. Meanwhile, Murasame and Jiro share a moment together, Jiro sensing Murasame's pain, since Murasame is lost in this world and doesn't know what to do with himself, much like Jiro. The two understand each other, and that's as far as this goes.
Well, they both don't. They're very much misunderstood, so that's pretty much it.
Back with Taro, he says he has one regret, in that he was never able to take Sonoi to eat Oden. He imagines what that would have been like. At the end, the council pour red liquid over Sonoi's corpse, reviving him.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, why? But now he's gonna be more evil and more pissed off. Lovely.
Episode 30. Taro gets stopped by a Jutto, the one who looks like Miho. She confirms that the Jutto were created by the Don clan and adds that the Jutto haven't done anything wrong. They have a right to live. Though Jutto copy people, and if that specific Jutto dies, then the person they copied will die as well. After the battle, Kijino finds Miho's unconscious body, and in the distance, Inazaka notices as revelation that is Natsumi is Miho. In the next episode, the team are having fun at the cafe, Jiro included, but Taro mentions they're missing one member, Inu brother. Jiro thinks Inu brother is Inazaka, but the rest don't believe him. During a fight, Taro invites Inu brother to the cafe to meet up, but shenanigans continue, and the team start to think someone else is Inu brother. The musician that got mixed up in all this actually has an interesting secret. He thinks Miho was his ex. There's that Inui love triangle trope.
Okay. I knew there was gonna be a triangle, love triangle somehow.
At the end, it turns out that his ex-girlfriend looked nothing like Miho, and the team still don't know who Inu brother is. More importantly, in episode 32, the team spend a summer night together. When Sononi and Sonoza challenge Taro to a duel, they say it's not to avenge Sonoi, but it's their duty to defeat the Don clan. They even ask Murasame for help. It's the day of their duel, and the remaining two Noto await their challenger. Hours pass, and Taro doesn't show up because he's working and couldn't call out. Sononi and Sonoza help him deliver packages faster. At last, they begin their duel, until
I feel like the Red Ranger just gets so... They're like, yep, you killed our clan. We're gonna fight you. We're waiting. I gotta do my job. We'll help you. Okay, now we're gonna duel. Okay.
Minoru shows up to protect Taro, and then Minoru fights his next long-destined rival, Oh, I guess I did mention him by name.
How many versions does this guy have?
Again. It's beyond chaotic, but their teammates understand. The Donbrothers
I don't understand.
other enemies to give Taro and the Noto alone time. Until...
Oh, he's back and pissed probably.
a bombastic blue hero arrives laughing it up. He transforms, now with a brand new chess piece. Taro and Sonoi fight, with Sonoi saying they're alike, like the sea and sky, always facing each other, but never meeting, and yet they're blue all the same. Oh, and Murasame summons Black Oni Taijin in case he wanted a brand new toy. Once the mecha is defeated, Taro and Sonoi start their battle. Taro is defeated. As a song in the background piano plays, they cross paths, start to have a close connection, but where it goes, only the moon knows.
I feel like, God, it's like the second time. It's like deja vu. So the third time, if they ever have to fight each other, they're both going to die, probably. Good Lord.
Picks up Taro's body, leaving behind his iconic hat. The Donbrothers are afraid that Taro has gone missing. Even his delivery workplace is surprised he left without saying a word. In the Noto realm, Sononi and Sonoza are surprised that Sonoi actually defeated Taro, but they're more surprised by Sonoi's personality change. Now he's a lot like Taro. Sonoi has the same laugh and tells his companions to swear fealty to him.
So maybe they're both like want the same person, just two personas.
Takes Taro to the cafe, where Kaito says he can take care of them. The timing is incredibly off, as the Donbrothers were asked to meet with the Noto during all this. After Sonoi orders some kibidongo, he says he wants the Donbrothers to become his companions. They have contests to see whether they join or not, and our heroes ultimately become Hitotsuki after falling for their deepest desires. Then Taro appears and snaps them back to reality. As Taro says, he will always come back like a phoenix. Well, Saruhara and Haruka are back to normal, while Kijino stays as a Hitotsuki for the second time. Taro uses his revived strength to call upon a phoenix power-up to become Go Don Momotaro. Kijino is a bit down becoming Hitotsuki again, so he asks Miho, "Would you still love me even if I was a monster?" To which she says he would make a cute monster. Kijino gets happy again and invites Inazaka over for dinner. While at dinner, Inazaka starts to notice some similarities between Miho and Natsumi, such as the food he taught Natsumi how to make and some lines they used to repeat to each other. Inazaka, in a way, gets jealous that someone like Kijino has a wife like Miho. Inazaka leaves dinner, but following behind him is Miho, regaining her memories of Natsumi, and the two leave Kijino alone. Natsumi doesn't remember anything beyond getting taken away a long time ago, but it doesn't matter now. The two are reunited.
Awkward.
Here, the Noto trio visit an Oden cart where Taro and the rest are eating. The Noto don't know what human food is, but tried because Sonoi wanted to eat. This is the first time Sonoi eats Oden and loves it, reverting back to his old self. Yay. More importantly, Kijino invites Inazaka to lunch at a restaurant. At first it seems friendly, but turns chaotic as Kijino yells, wanting his wife back. But Inazaka says she's always been Natsumi, and Miho isn't real. Kijino calls the police to arrest Inazaka. At the cafe, Kijino has outbursts and says his team are basically a bunch of bums. Inazaka gets interrogated by the police, who are after him for Natsumi's disappearance, but Inazaka says she's alive and with him, so that gets him off the hook. That was easy.
Wow. This is a lot to take in so far. Still.
In a surprise, the police want Inazaka to gather some info about the Juto for them, because they suspect Natsumi to be one. At this point, you might be wondering where Jiro is. Anyway, Inazaka is trying to get back to where he and Natsumi started, wanting to marry her. Sononi and Sonoi watch them, with Sononi saying Inazaka is going to get hurt more than he knows. While Natsumi rests, Inazaka takes a visit to Jin, wanting answers about the Juto. Jin explains that where they stand used to be a gateway for the Juto to visit the human world, so if the Juto are in the human world now, then they found a new gate. Back at his apartment, Inazaka finds leftover origami where Natsumi was. He finds her absorbing an Anoni and fighting another Juto.
Maybe he should eat the origami. Maybe that would help.
Inazaka goes into the Juto and ends up in a forest. He finds Natsumi's sleeping body, then gets copied by a Juto. The Juto Inazaka starts antagonizing people. Meanwhile, Sononi gets a bit worried about Inazaka and fights Natsumi. The fight escalates to include a Hitotsuki, and for the first time ever in the show, Taro tells his companions to declare themselves. It's so funny, they have their first roll call and this Inu brother is, well, not really Inu brother and he's gone feral. Anyway, the real Inazaka arrives and defeats his copy. How did Inazaka escape the forest? Good question. Episode 37 starts with Sonoza telling Haruka that she can become a better mangaka. Sononi is happy to see Inazaka back, plus the Donbrothers and Noto trio eat Oden together. Why is the Oden cart in a parking lot? A new
Why not?
person arrives, someone named Sonoshi.
I swear to God, the villains are so sexy in these shows. I need to stop. This is too much, guys.
Sent to oversee the Noto trio's battles, as they've been starting to get close to the Donbrothers. Sonoshi is their supervisor and tells the trio to announce themselves to the next time they fight. Sonoshi then makes themselves known to the rest of the Donbrothers. LOL. The Donbrothers transform, and so does Sonoshi, showing off their cool red Noto armor. Back at the cafe, Sononi offers a truce to get rid of Sonoshi, because they find them annoying. That brings us to the Donbrothers fighting the Noto trio, who do a roll call. poggers. The Don brothers do the same, with Jito included out of nowhere. Okay, honestly, I keep forgetting Jito is even in this show. Again, he just comes out of nowhere. And so, with the Noto and Don brothers plan enacted, Sonoshi gets trapped in a Hitotsuki body and is almost defeated. Sonoi hesitated since Sonoshi is still a Noto like them. At the end, Kijino goes back home to Miho, a doll. Okay, this gets a resolution literally in the next episode, and it's not really important to mention, but the doll thing is so out there that I had to bring it up. Unless it does get brought up again in an important way, in which case I will call me stinking the edit and I just forgot.
Oh my god. Guys, if you're like me that just am discovering what the show is, we're just taking so much in, guys. I see why you guys love this show. I might have to watch it.
Anyway, episode 39. Kaito is off from work, so the Don brothers clean the cafe. But Jito finds a button and presses it because it's Jito, and it summons Don Killer, looking a lot like Taro. So Don Killer goes on a rampage.
Wow, okay. That one villain just bashed the living crap out of all of them.
Everyone's legs. And so to defeat it...
Wait, did they say break everyone's legs?
Breaking everyone's legs. And so to defeat it, the team summoned Don Killer Killer, where the Don Kill Killers fight until the end of time. Man, I love Don Brothers. Episode
Me
40.
too.
Haruka tries to get a driver's license from the Time Ranger school, but she's unteachable and gets her instructors hurt. Same. Murasame, who I also forgot was in the show, attacks Inazaka for being part of the Don brothers. Sononi finds Inazaka at death's door and helps him run away from Murasame, though Inazaka only sees her as Natsumi. Sononi goes with the lie, her emotions for Inazaka growing stronger, seeing as how much he really cares for Natsumi. Sononi, pretending to be Natsumi, asks Inazaka why he loves her. He says he doesn't have a reason. He doesn't need a reason, because he'll love her no matter what. Both Ajuto and Murasame catch up to the runaways, Sononi getting hurt protecting Inazaka. Rain falls, and Inazaka tells her to run, but Sononi says she'll keep protecting him. Inazaka goes for a hug, then realizes this is Sononi. Naturally, he gets upset, but that quickly goes away when Murasame arrives, so he continues to run with her. Murasame stands in front of them, and then... Oh my gosh, what is this show? In the end...
The bad driving actually paid off.
Inazaka gains control of Murasame's sword. Sononi tells him that the real Natsumi can come back if the Juto Natsumi is defeated, and the Noto Trio save Christmas. That's in the next episode. I just didn't want to talk about it.
Thank
Episode
you.
42. Inazaka passes his prostate exam. Episode 43.
Wait.
I'm good. Thank you.
Run that back again?
I'll talk about it. Episode 42. Inazaka passes his prostate exam.
Oh my god. I can't, guys. I seriously can't. And we're not even... And we're almost 10... We're 20 minutes left in this video. You can't do things like... What are the story plots? And this is definitely Power Ranger in a way. Villains and Power Rangers fighting each other, different monsters working together as one. Meanwhile, someone passes a prostate exam. I can't make this up.
Episode 43. Now Kishina turns out to be Haruka from the future.
Huh?
I know.
So, it's her from the future? So, technically she's her own author that she plagiarized from. Weird.
Sounds like a big revelation, but it's actually not too important. Nothing's important in Don Brothers. The future Haruka and Sarahara are married too.
Huh?
Don't question it. No, wait, actually do question it. What the Continuing from Sononi and Inuzaka's love drama in episode 44, Jiro announces he's going home for a while, which Taro and Sadahara find weird. Well, they find Jiro generally weird, but now feels different. Jiro asks Taro to join them, which Taro surprisingly accepts, since he wants to thank the person who raised Jiro for being part of the Dawn clan. Jiro then shows Taro a picture of his ex-girlfriend on the phone, but Taro doesn't see her. Even Kijino thinks Jiro is being weird. Inuzaka eventually finds Juto Miho Natsumi and attacks her to try to get the real Natsumi back, while Sononi watches from afar. The Juto Miho is nearly killed, but Sononi gets in front of Inuzaka's attack. She apologizes for lying about being able to get Natsumi back, while Sononi is taken away by her Noto allies. Sononi was going to be punished for falling in love with a human, but Sonoi and Sonoza can't bring themselves to execute her, saying that they're starting to get human emotions as well. After Kijino tries to
But wait a minute, I thought they were supposed to... They only are able to be around if there's human emotion. So they don't exist without human emotion. You know what? Let's just watch it.
Inuzaka, because, it's Kijino, a Hitotsuki appears, so the Donbrothers transform, including Inuzaka. Okay, this is like the funniest thing, where for like 44 episodes, the rest of the team didn't know Inuzaka was Inu brother, and then he just casually joins Jiro for the team transformation. This is probably like one of my favorite moments in the entire show. I just love how out of nowhere and casual it is. Okay, anyway. After the battle, Inuzaka finds a dying Sononi outside. He asks Kaito for help by using his points to bring Sononi back to health. She awakens, but Inuzaka leaves her behind, telling her to stay away from him. Episode 45. The Donbrothers officially welcome Inuzaka to the team, except for Kijino, because, it's Kijino.
Well, they don't like each other, that's why.
Before Taro and Inuzaka go with Jiro to his home village, Taro finds Juto Natsumi and tells her to stop playing with Inuzaka and Kijino's emotions. Then she's like, do something about it then. And that's just awesome.
Try me, bitch.
Also real quick, the Noto trio think to themselves about joining the Donbrothers so Sononi can be closer to Inuzaka, and Sonoza editing more of Haruka's manga.
So I'm guessing that she likes him and he likes her because of the... Where do I go with this stuff, guys? Why do you guys like this stuff sometimes? As someone who never watched the show and probably have to watch, continue on.
Noi says they wouldn't be accepted after everything they did to people in the beginning. So the previously mentioned three go to Jiro's village, but it's nearly empty, all except for a policeman. He's a Juto who's been guarding the gate to the Juto forest. He also raised Jiro to take his place soon, as the person the Juto policeman copied is dying from old age. Kijino also becomes a Hitotsuki for the third time, lol, and he fights King Oger, giving him trauma that'll be explained in about a year and a half. Back at the village, Inuzaka and Taro notice that Jiro is having dinner alone. Everyone Jiro knew growing up were merely fabrications of the Juto to give him a life. And that is just depressing, oh my gosh. Episode 46. A new Noto trio appears, led by Sonoshi. The other two are Sonogo and...
Do I need to continue on this theory? No, because I'm going to keep saying it. Why does every villain in this show look sexy? I swear, this is just getting more and more weird. This is why I like the villains of Japanese Sentai stuff.
Noroku. What the previous trio were in the beginning is what this new trio is now, though now they're fighting both the Donbrothers and the old Noto trio. Taro wakes up in the Juto forest after swallowing origami in the previous episode. A Juto copies him, and Juto Natsumi snaps him out of it. In the village again, Jiro is told that all his old friends were an illusion, and he has a bit of a natural breakdown. So Taro and Inuzaka go back to the Juto forest, when Taro summons his phoenix. He goes helmetless and declares that the Juto existing is not a crime, but hurting people is, so they will be banished to this forest forever. Man, this is so cool. I friggin' love Donbrothers. Just this image alone, man. Oh, I love it. As if Jiro's story wasn't sad enough, he asks his friends if they were illusions. They say no, but begin
They
to
fade
slowly
away.
fade away.
We're not crying, you are.
But for some happy endings, the real Natsumi wakes up in front of Inuzaka, while Juto Miho floats away, never to be seen again.
That's depressing. Great.
In episode 47, we have Sonoi, Sononi, and Sonoza officially joining the Donbrothers. Plus the reveal, we have Sonoi.
Okay, so we're at 5, 6, 7, 10 Power Rangers in plus 3 more, kind of. Okay.
Sononi and Sonoza officially joining the Donbrothers. Plus the reveal of who Kaito was all along. Kaito is a true hero. Yay. Episode 48. Inazaka is still being hunted by the police, but Natsumi isn't liking this lifestyle, though Sononi does her best to help them escape. Natsumi tries to make sense of all this, though still isn't a fan of what's been happening around her. It doesn't help that she doesn't know anything about her life as Miho. Back to Jiro, he's having an episode realizing his life has been a lie. Well, except for his other personality. Jiro starts to accept both sides of himself, and that's it. That's Jiro's the whole story arc. Yay?
So Jito was technically one person, but split into 2 people that now form into one. Donbrothers.
I should also mention that other than the Jito stuff, this whole episode was about the Donbrothers making friends with Sonoi, Sononi, and Sonoza. It's really cute, but nothing I wanted to mention outside of that character stuff. Plus Taro and Sonoi looking at each other lovingly.
Stop.
Episode 49, Last Memories. The new 9 Donbrothers group up. They are so adorable. It's nearing the end. We see that Jito is now a normal guy. And I mean, they legit
Supposedly.
say, oh, Jito's normal now. And again, I think that's just like the funniest thing ever. They always thought he was weird, and he's like, oh, he's normal. Kijino wants to restart his life since Miho is gone. Inazaka invites him for lunch to properly meet Natsumi, while Sononi is in the background. The police interrupt their lunch, and Inazaka reaches out for Natsumi, but she only shakes her head. Inazaka is chased, then Sononi helps him escape. Kijino prepares to leave, though Natsumi wants to talk to him. The two go to Kijino's apartment, which is being packed up due to him wanting to get rid of these old memories. Natsumi says she dreamt about being married to him. Minoru becomes a Hitotsuki again. Okay, I swear I thought I was never gonna mention him again, but here we are, just like Donbrothers. Speaking of which, the 9 Donbrothers have lunch with Sonoshi's gang. Weirdly enough,
What? 9? Why do I keep counting? I said 10 before, but they keep saying 9. I need to wear my glasses more.
Taro doesn't remember who they are.
Who are you?
Minoru arrives and they all fight, while 2 strangers watch from a distance. Kamen Rider Kaiza and Yellow Racer. Minoru's
Huh? Did you say Kamen Rider?
strangers watch from a distance. Kamen Rider Kaiza and Yellow Racer.
It all makes sense, people. No, it doesn't.
Minoru is defeated for the, what was this, 3rd time, and he still has a couple more to go. And Taro visits the cafe for a surprise birthday party,
Happy birthday, Taro!
reminding him of his time with Jin. Taro doesn't admit that he loves being with his team, and dies. Happy endings all around. The final episode. We have made true bonds. Haruka receives an award for a manga, Avataro Sentai Donbrothers, but she wishes a certain person was there to see her. A few months before that, Taro asks his team if they enjoyed being part of the Donbrothers. Meanwhile, the 2 cloaked figures from the previous episode are revealed to be Sonona and Sonoya, here to take over Sonoshi Goroku, getting rid of them permanently. Inazaka says goodbye to Natsumi for the last time, though he doesn't feel too bad about it. Kijino is also feeling great about being a Donbrother, despite everything that's happened to him. The team wonder why Taro has been acting so weird. Kaito explains that Taro's memories are being reset. Jito is matured. Sorry, I had to take a pause there. The subtitles literally say Jito's matured. Oh, he's normal now. He's matured.
Perhaps matured like a ripened peach. Right.
God, what is this writing? and the Noto have basically been dealt with, so Taro will be able to live a normal life.
全てを忘れるだと
He'll also get a cool white suit like Kaito. Don't worry about it. The Donbrothers eat with Taro one more time. Sonoi whispers to Taro who his friends are, but Taro even starts to forget Sonoi.
忘れたというのか私のことまでそんな
A battle with Sonona and Sonoya begin, as the rest of the team arrives to take them on. Kaito has a parting gift from Haruka from Taro, the manga she made about the Don brothers. It tells a story of all their adventures together. Taro arrives at the last moment, telling everyone to declare themselves, giving us the 10, or 11, Don brothers roll call.
So, 10, 9, 10, 11. Forget it. We're almost at the end of this video. I'm not asking any more questions.
Ending with Taro remembering Haruka's manga. Taro finishes off Sonona and Sonoya, but disappears. Months later, Sononi and Inuzaka are running away together. Natsume asks Kijino if they like to try something as a couple. Saruhara continues reciting haikus, and Haruka accepts her reward for the Don Brothers manga. Back at home, Haruka hears a doorbell ring, and opening her door, she sees a delivery man in white, saying they formed a bond. Hey everybody, that does it for the summary portion, which was probably way longer than you were expecting. So next up would be the review portion. But I realized as I was writing the script for this, I had nothing new to say that I already didn't say during the Don Brothers overall review. So I'm just going to put that here. I have promised you I'm most likely not going to do this again, just drag and dropping the review. But this is a special case, and I'm experimenting just like Don Brothers itself. So it's thematic that I do something like this.
God damn it.
Anyway, that's it. Big thank you to Keza Henshin for editing this for me. I can't thank her enough. I owe her everything for editing the summary portion of this. So with that being said, if you already watched the review portion when Don Brothers ended, then you could click off and enjoy your day. But otherwise, here's my review of Avatar Sentai Don Brothers. What makes a good Super Sentai, or even a good Tokusatsu show? Does it have amazing suits, fantastic action, beat on the ground during the Megazord, good character arcs, addicting music, a cohesive storyline, well-written and complex characters, whether that be the heroes or villains? So when it comes to Avatar Sentai Don Brothers, does it have all or any of these qualities? Well, yes. Don Brothers is a fantastic show that, like its prequel season, flips the concept of what a Sentai show is. Each concept that makes a good Sentai is thoroughly used throughout the season, even if it doesn't appear at all at first. This different take on Sentai initially caused a fan base to be reserved, as most Sentais do, especially since a certain writer was returning, the horrific mastermind, the evil genius, the Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz of Tokusatsu. I say what? The Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz of Tokusatsu? Anyway.
I have no comment. Let's just continue on.
I'm sorry, it's Toshiki Inouye. He wrote the show. But it ended up being heavily loved by fans and newcomers alike.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that comment on my video for the Sentai openings, a lot of people did say they really love Don Brothers. And to me, I kind of see where they're coming from.
Deep into it, starting off with the suits. Now, the first time we got to look at these suits, I thought these were stinky.
Same. I thought they looked stupid. I mean, they still kind of are, but I mean, still.
The top of his head.
These suits have been joked around a lot over the past year. The
Thank you. Not the only one.
CGI for Inu and Kichi Brother weren't really that good. But the show is self-aware and adds into this humor, which is fantastic. It doesn't take itself too seriously and plays nicely into many jokes in the season. It's fun. The suits that weren't CGI looked excellent. The 4 remaining Donbrothers suits are so clean. In general, how these look more like what the hero is supposed to look like in The Legend of Don Momotaro. Or Momotaro. You can cut out the Don part. It's a really interesting way to make these suits. Don Momotaro and Don Dragoku's suits also semi-glow in the dark, which I absolutely love, especially in the finishers. The Noto suits also look pretty good. They're complex and sleek, and so does Don Murasame's, with his whole concept being Don Momotaro but shark. And it translates really, really good. Like, I love Don Murasame. He might be one of my favorites in the entirety of Sentai, honestly. Plus, it has that mix of Don Momo's sword, electric guitar, a shark, and it costs 10 times as much. Giant W, Premium Bandai. Yeah, the suits are amazing, even still when they're used in action, which is already incredible. The camera work gets into this fantastic choreography, and as I said before, the finishers are insane. Everything melts together to look cool. And just like Zenkaiger, the mech action features more human movement, which leads to more complex and fast mech fights. It is also really huge. I will say, the CGI for the mechs aren't that good either. I mean, there are better than the CGI for the Ranger suits, but as a whole, I would much rather prefer in suit, even if it does limit movement. But still, I don't mind it. I still said it looks cool. Moving along, the characters in Donbrothers are enjoyable. It's interesting how every member follows a theme of being a Donbrother requires you to lose something. They all contrast with each other, and their dynamic is incredible. Taro starts the show being a self-centered a-hole, but as time goes on, he shows that he cares about his team and proves to be an excellent leader, goading his teammates to become better people. Saruhara might look like a nothing character whose main purpose is to be broke and quirky. He fights because... However, he starts to shine as the season progresses, especially after finding a reason to fight after meeting a former team member, and becomes an interesting and fun character overall, though he might still be my least favorite. Haruka, to me, is one of the best yellows, if not one of the best Sentai members ever. She has an interesting origin, good jokes, and an amazing personality. She represents someone who doesn't take the easy way out, and even if the world is against her, she'll keep fighting to do what she loves. Kichino and Inuzaka, without spoiling too much, represents loss in a more tragic sense than the other members. Their loss is intertwined, and as the season goes on, it shows how their mental health depends on their significant other, which causes a huge back and forth when their main problem is revealed. It's engaging and leaves you wanting more of each of their focus episodes. Jito starts as this mysterious goofball, whose moment of loss seems missing at first, but it's shown that he has a wild side. The story of both and where each is coming from is great and turns tragic towards the end, making this one of the most intense Styx Ranger stories ever. I just wish we got more of him, and I also wish he wasn't relegated to a punchline most of the time. I mean, personally, the joke is kind of funny, like haha, he's just kind of there and he has a story sometimes, but otherwise he's just there for the finisher and stuff, hardy har har. But as I usually say, you know, it's cool, I just kind of wish we got more. Quote unquote. Each of the heroes has a fantastic story, but becomes even more so when their stories intertwine with their enemies. Sonoi, Sononi, and Sonoza have an interesting dynamic within the cast. They're all looking for a particular part of human nature, and conveniently finds us with the people they've been instructed to destroy. This leads them to question their ideals, as they believe they're destined to fight, but as time passes, they start disobeying their directive. It's a great development leading to some of the best Sentai scenes.
The fact that they both died in the same way and then revived just makes sense, right?
Only the moon knows. Oh man, this is giving me such Jetman vibes. I wonder why. All of these characters have amazing stories to them, and there were even more that I could mention. Don Murasame, the Bestials, and Master Kaito are all interesting, but unfortunately, they feel incomplete. And that might be the point, which brings us to arguably the most controversial aspect of Donbrothers, its story writing. Toshiki Inouye, although heavily doubted at the beginning of the show's production, especially since the last time he worked on a Toko story was this, but he ends up throwing us all for a loop and writes a story that has an effect on me that I've never had before. A big complaint that people have about this show is that it has significant flaws in its writing, specifically when it comes to exposition. Master Kaito isn't explained, the Dawn Clan isn't explained, why they use purified Sentai gears isn't explained, and Murasame gets no explanation whatsoever other than he's a sword. And all of these are truly valid arguments. We all watch tokusatsu for one reason or another, and story, or at least exposition, explanation, anything like that, it should be said somewhere. It should be. And like I said, these are all very, very valid arguments. But I don't care. The show does a good job at making you not care about the flaws in its exposition. One of my editors, Garmore, explains it perfectly.
Donbrothers is one of those shows that blatantly shows that you don't need every little thing to be explained to you for it to be brilliant.
Sometimes, when something isn't
Continue on.
explained, it makes that concept funnier, which becomes part of the backbone of the show's humor. And if I may add just one little thing here, Toshiki Inouye has been writing a lot of Super Sentai, a lot of tokusatsu, Kamen Rider,
Dragon Ball Z. I saw some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I just want to see if I could pause when we go back.
One of the show's humor.
Let's see what we got some Kamen Rider, Fairy Fencer F. Never heard of that. Ushio Tora. Nope.
One little thing.
Iron Man. Okay. Dragon Ball Z Kai. Death Note.
Here.
More Death Note.
Toshiki Inouye has
A lot of Kamen Rider. Galaxy Angel. Full Metal Alchemist. I do like that show.
the Super Sentai.
Galaxy Angel Z. There's a lot of... I'm not going to comment
A
on
lot
this.
of tokusatsu.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That's not... Is that the same Yu-Gi-Oh? I know... Oh, forget it.
Kamen
Dinosaur. Squadron. Zayu Rangers.
Rider, Jetman, Kiva, Fies, and I feel that he gets a lot of this 90s Sentai writing.
For one, there are tons of chill, controversial scenes. That's okay. It's Donbrothers, guys. It's Donbrothers.
Like, he's a master at writing like this. And when it comes to Showa-era tokusatsu, not just Kamen Rider, but I also mean Super Sentai, a lot of things, quote-unquote, just happen. Even some of the most well-regarded Super Sentai, or Showa era at least, or pre-Zyuranger at least, somewhere around the Zyuranger time, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, Jetman, Turbo Ranger, Live Man, Ginga Man, a lot of these shows, they really don't explain much. Things do happen because they're mostly episodic, as in they don't always follow an overall story arc. So when things quote-unquote happen, or is quote-unquote episodic, there is good reason to criticize it, but on the other hand, there's also good reason to just have fun, to just go with it. Dawn Killer? That's funny. I thought it was a really funny couple of episodes, and he was cool. I loved it. Donbrothers? Yeah, he doesn't explain, and he has...
If you watch closely, the barrel baby shark kicks just falls back into place. He has to go around it.
This mana thing going on, but I don't care. He looks cool. He has cool fights. He has a cool sword. I want to buy that toy. And that's kind of the point. I want to buy these toys. I want to see this action. I want to see these characters interact more than just, why is Dawn Killer here? Why is Master Kaito here? I don't know, but he's here. Let's just have fun. Donbrothers is definitely not going to be everyone's thing. However, it's far from bad. Combined with Zenkaiger, this might have been one of the most unique eras of Super Sentai. I'm also going to include Care Major in there because I love Care Major. Where the show is far from afraid of making fun of itself, while also housing a good story and characters that you'll care about throughout the season. And hey, even if you don't, the show is fun. It's so much fun to watch. It may be a mess to some, but like other anniversary seasons that have come before, it's a really fun mess. Thank you, Donbrothers. May the festival always continue. And to my viewers, I see we formed a bond, so I'll see you next time.
Me when I pass my prostate exam. What the fuck is this episode? Okay. So, for many of guys that are in America never heard of Donbrothers, we have finally finished the video. I'm gonna have to watch it. This is the most weirdest show, but at the same time, like they said, it doesn't need a subplot to make it entertaining. I have to admit, it looked cheesy at first, but it seems kind of cool. The fact that, you know, Rangers and villains are working together for different villains, and there's love stories, and there's triangle loves, and there's bad luck, there's more story, there's death. It's just, everything about it just seems very more, I want to watch it just so I can understand what the hell is going on. So, I do apologize for anyone who watched my previous video and me giving more shit and screaming about it and the dancing. I'm sorry. But, you know what? If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe to Marco Zatsu. If you guys wanted me to watch another story like this for another Sentai that was there that's entertaining, that's your favorite, please let me know in the comments below, guys. And as always, guys, check out the links where you can find me. Check out the video of my reaction video. If you guys want to go back and understand why I scream and gave a lot of crap, editor, put the video up of Super Sentai opening reaction videos. And always, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. This is Michael. In a few more years, I will pass my prostate exam. Signing out.